Hi, pretty black girl. So the title of this video is, Does wearing beauty enhancements make you fake? That is the question of today. The first answer that I have to this statement is no. The second answer that I have to this statement is also no. And my third answer is also no. No, no, no. Wearing beauty enhancements does not make you fake. And what I mean by fake is that I feel like people tie more realistic values to, someone having beauty enhancements. So let's say a woman has, weave and she has makeup done and she looks like a doll. She looks very pretty. People feel like that woman is very stuck up and that she has no values and she's morally just not a good person, when I don't think that you wearing beauty enhancements really has anything to do with how you morally are as a person. I think it really has nothing to do with it. Sure, you can say that a woman who is beautiful can be more cocky or whatever it is. But that's someone else's opinion. That's not your actual reality. In fact, I feel like you being beautiful will only, I guess, what you reflect on the inside, doesn't it show on the outside? But I guess I digress. When it comes to beautiful women, that's not the case, right? But no, I think that beauty is something that triggers people, and I've mentioned this several times, and people like to tie your moral values to your physical appearance. So if you look very, very pretty, I know there are parts of pretty privilege, I guess you can say, but people also like to make it seem like because you are a beautiful person that you have no moral values. And I would actually say that that has really nothing to do with your physical appearance, that people that look less beautiful can also have the worst moral values. People that look beautiful can have good moral values, and vice versa. But I think people really choose and pick who is fake depending on the aesthetic. And I'm going to explain this because when it comes to women, like for example, Sade and Lauryn Hill, both very beautiful women, both very wonderful artists. These women do obviously both have beauty enhancements. Sade with her beautiful red lipstick and her subtle makeup, Lauryn Hill as well. Sade with her extensions, and Lauryn Hill also had phases where she did have her extensions as well. Both have beauty enhancements. That is one thing that they do have in common, and also that they're artists, but we're mainly focusing on their aesthetic. These two women have beauty enhancements, but I've never really seen anywhere in the media where these women have been criticized for having beauty enhancements. Now let's talk about women like, for example, Jada Wada or even Saweetie. I have seen a different energy towards those women, um, because they wear beauty enhancements and they have been criticized more. And I will say that these women, if I'm not mistaken, have both went under the knife. But still, they do have other beauty enhancements like, makeup, extensions, just like Miss Lauryn Hill and Miss Sade. They do have similarities and they have beauty enhancements, but I feel like the criticism is more pointed towards Saweetie and Jada Wada. And it makes me think of another conclusion, that I feel like when it comes to models and IG baddies, so for example, let's take Anokiai and Jasmine Tooks, and let's take again Jada Wada, Ari Lennox. I don't know if that's her name, but I think she's like an IG baddie as well. The IG baddies get more criticized for their beauty enhancements versus the models, when both of these groups of women have clear, visible beauty enhancements. When I think of Ainok Yai, I mean, look at her stunning, striking, beautiful face, but she clearly does have makeup or like extensions, and so does Jada Wada. But however, these two women do not get equally criticized. So like, I've never really seen any criticism when it comes to Anokiai. Not that I want to, But I'm just saying when it comes to the beauty department, they don't get as much as criticized in comparison to Jada Wada, where I feel like they'll come more for her looks and tell her that she's fake and this and this and that. I guess it has to do with the whole cultural background where they come from, where you know they're more of an IG baddie, and then Anokia is more of a model, and I guess that is more like a more traditional way of showing your off your beauty. I think being a model is more of a traditional way of someone showing off their beauty. It also makes me think of, I think, the aspect of classical beauty and more trendy beauty. So when we look at classic beauties, we don't criticize them for having beauty enhancements, even though they do have beauty enhancements. Think of women like Marilyn Monroe, who is literally a beauty icon that we look up to. This woman has She's known to have dyed her hair blonde, wears makeup, and has very glamour look. But I don't see much people criticizing her beauty. She's literally a beauty icon. But then again, when it comes to Jada Wada, and she does have more criticism when it comes to her beauty. So I really think it has to do with your beauty aesthetic and how your beauty presents itself. If your beauty looks more dramatic, and well, not even dramatic to be honest, because Marilyn Monroe has a more dramatic look to me. It's very beautiful, by the way, but I think if it looks effortless or more subtle, then I guess you get more of a pass, a beauty pass, and people are not gonna call you for being quote unquote fake, for lack of better words. If it doesn't look too exaggerated, then people are not gonna come for you and deem your beauty to be fake. I think judgment is based on how natural it looks, like not how many beauty enhancements you actually have. So does it look quote unquote natural in my eyes for me to criticize it? So if the beauty enhancements look effortless and without, too much effort, then I guess this is a beauty icon. This is not someone I'm gonna criticize. But if it looks more, you know, like it's actually enhanced, then I'm going to criticize it and criticize this woman for having beauty enhancement. And the funny thing is that a woman can have many, many beauty enhancements. Like she can have it all, extensions, makeup, lip fillers, and everything, you name it. Like everything you can possibly get as a beauty enhancement, because it looks quote unquote natural and it looks quote unquote effortless, she's now deemed to be a natural beauty in comparison to a woman who, you know, barely has any beauty enhancements, just has, subtle makeup, but because I guess it looks more visible on her, then she quote unquote is fake and that she's not original. So I think it only applies if you make it look natural. It really, truly, I feel like is about it looking as natural as possible, as non-visible as possible. So basically, have beauty enhancements, but don't make it seem like you have beauty enhancements. That's, I think, what our society wants. They want you to look basically natural, but not natural, because in reality, society doesn't like natural. They don't want you to just wake up in your natural state, or like without no makeup on, no skincare on, no hair, care or anything like that. Never do that, but make it look natural. I think our society has um, a different way of what they consider natural, because natural is actually not natural. Natural is just, I think, effortless. I think that's what we're misquoting, to be honest, because there really is nothing as natural. But, a lot of people want to say, a lot of men, I think, and even women, if I may argue, want a natural woman, but that natural woman has makeup on, that natural woman has hair care products, skincare, you name it. She's going to the gym, she's putting all the effort, which is not natural. Society does not want a woman to look natural. That's something that I think a lot of we women are aware of it, we're aware of it. I think society is aware of it, but we're not admitting the facts. We're not admitting that fact, to be honest. Um, I think you should really never listen to a woman or a man that puts down beauty enhancements. I'm going to be really honest with you, as a beautiful woman that you are listening. I think when it comes to men, I know this argument has been made several times, but when a man puts down beauty enhancements, I think it's because he cannot afford you. And men themselves have admitted to this, that they cannot afford a woman that has, several beauty enhancements, because it costs money. Beauty enhancements cost money, and it costs beauty skills. If you're not able to like do certain type of beauty enhancements, like your hair or your makeup, you're gonna get them done. You're gonna go to a professional that can help you, or your nails, and it costs money. And if you really think about it, when you think of rich men, 9 times out of 10, or even 10 times out of 10, they always have a beautiful woman next to them, or at least a woman that has beauty enhancements. I see this all the time when it comes to celebrities, people IRL. When a rich man has a woman nearby him, best believe that woman has beauty enhancements. She has beautiful makeup, hair, and she has beautiful clothes on, well kitted. She looks like she's well taken care of, and she's showing that money through her beauty, because I think beauty is really, you need to take time, to take care of your beauty, but also invest some money in your beauty, whether that is skincare, makeup, hair care products, or going to the gym, buying clothes that fit well. It costs money to be a beautiful woman. It's not just, I woke up like this, like Beyonce said, flawless. I mean, obviously, you need a natural canvas to work with, but looking beautiful costs money, or it's going to cost you some time, and we are aware of it. So if a man tells you, don't wear beauty enhancements, it's probably because he cannot afford you, because most men are attracted to a beautiful woman, and what does a beautiful woman have 9 times out of 10? Beauty enhancements. So if a man tells you, don't wear beauty enhancements, you know what business we mean. And also when it comes to women, I think women, they either envy your beauty or your beauty skills. If they're criticizing you for wearing beauty enhancements, or calling you fake, for wearing those beauty enhancements, it's because they envy you, to be honest. I'm sorry to break it down. It could be either your friend, your mother, someone close to you, but they kind of secretly envy that you can look beautiful in certain type of ways, in many ways, because by wearing beauty enhancements, especially as a black woman, you can express it in so many different ways, and through your hair, makeup, style. But I think she envies you, and you should be very careful and wary of that. She envies your beauty skills, or your beauty, or even both. And I think it's something you should be very careful of, because people have evil eyes. And yeah, just be wary of it as a woman, and never listen to a woman that tells you you're doing too much, because you're never doing too much. Do more and do more, because you're going to feel good doing it, putting in the effort in your appearance. And the world is so shallow that it treats women who look better better. So you got to step up your game and keep doing what you have to do. um and also, it looks too good that they have to question it. You constantly have to question your beauty, because you just look too good, and beauty is a skill, or it is just something that you're naturally born with. But even if you're naturally born beautiful, you still need to upkeep your beauty. Beauty is maintenance. It's not just something that you don't just not brush your teeth, you don't just not brush your hair, you don't just not take care of your skin. You have to upkeep things. That's with everything in life. You have to upkeep it. That's why when I hear this whole argument of natural beauty, natural beauty, natural this, nothing is natural. Everything has to be upkept. Literally everything. If you are an athlete and you're running track, you have to upkeep your body. A footballer has to constantly upkeep his or her body. They have to go and train. That's not, nothing is natural in this world. Everything needs upkeep. Plants literally need water. I know that's quite literally more natural, the most natural version, but they still need upkeep. Everything needs maintenance in this world. I think do what suits you the most when it comes to your beauty enhancements, and be fake. Be proud of being fake. It's a fun place to be in. It's really fun to be able to be fake and wear fake hair, makeup, and everything fake. We love it over here. Do the most. Look like a doll every day. Um, but I think a lot of women are actually taking notes, uh, but the pages are actually just empty because the notes that they're taking, they can't upkeep with you. They don't know where to start, but you have the whole book. You have the book, but you have to gatekeep that book because your beauty routines, they're very sacred to you and they are special to you, maybe it's passed on from families, generations of women that have taught you beauty enhancements or upkept your hair, like my wonderful mother that has always been doing my hair, and beautiful hairstyles have always been putting me on these cute outfits. And I think that's really the foundation that I got from taking care of myself and always looking after my hair, myself, my skin, my outfits and everything. So gatekeep your beauty, and I would say stay looking fake and be proud that you own that title. Um, yeah, that's all I've got to say for today. Stay beautiful.